Good evening, Jess. I never knew I would ever write to you, but I'm genuinely seeking advice. I am a working class woman, but my parents are frustrating me. I was working for my boss some time ago when he tried to rape me in his office. Luckily, I escaped. Praise be to God. My problem now is I'm in a serious relationship with his nephew, and my parents don't approve. They have not even met this man I truly love before. But just because he's related to the man who tried to rape me, they don't want me to see him again. Jess, I love this man, and I want to marry him someday. My family and I have had several serious arguments about this, and I have not been able to even tell my boyfriend. Is this fair? Am I wrong? My parents have always had a say in whoever I've ever dated. On 2 occasions, I've had to call off weddings because they found a flaw with my exes. These were all people I loved, but because they didn't approve of them also, I had to break their hearts by ending the relationship. And now this. I've never been rebellious, but I am truly tired too. I also really love my family, but I can't take this anymore. I mean, can't they care about my happiness for once? Please help. This is beyond me.
Interesting one there. Okay, Rosina, let me come straight to you for, you to weigh in on this one. What do you think?
My question is that, not my question. My first submission is that usually when it comes to parents, most of the time, before parents get out of your business, they need to be sure that you can handle your business. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you need to show a certain sense of maturity, a certain sense of good decision making. So what happens is that they'll give you their opinion, they'll give you their advice, but they don't really put their foot down or say, oh, this person's a flaw. No, this person, for her to say that her parents have always had a say in whoever she's dated, and because of 1 or 2 flaws in people that she's had to let them go. I have a feeling that you are not matured yet. You run to mommy and daddy for whatever it is that's going on in your life. It shows that you are not matured yet to handle your business. Now, your boss tried raping you. They haven't even met the boy yet. How did they know that the boy that you're dating is a nephew of your boss? How did they know that? It means that you're somebody who runs to your parents with everything. Now, it's not fair to judge someone's mistakes by their uncle, what their uncle did. But what I'm trying to say is that if this guy is truly not a rapist, your current boyfriend is not a rapist, a good man, why didn't you allow your family to meet your boyfriend, like him for who he is, for what he stands for, the fact that, well, he's not a rapist, he genuinely loves you, but you probably told your mom that, oh, I have a new boyfriend, that uncle, that man who tried to rape me in the office that I told you about, is actually his nephew, but hey, he's okay. What do you think is going to ring in your parents' mind? All they heard was that man who tried to rape you. They didn't hear any of the other, accolades that you gave. So most of the time, we need to grow up for our parents to be sure that we are capable of making good decisions. And until we prove to our parents that we are old and mature, they're going to have a stake in every decision we make. You understand? So I think that this is your own doing. Next time you like somebody, you love somebody, you want to be with somebody, I think that it's important that you sell what you see in that person to the people that matter, and allow the people that matter to see what you see in that person, rather than market the person's flaws to your parents. Everything for that matter. I mean, come on, think about it. Siblings are not the same. Twins are not even the same. Much less uncle and nephew. They cannot be the same. But the only way they knew that boy that they haven't met yet is a nephew of the man who tried to rape you is because you told them. I'm not saying that it's something you should hold secret for a long time, but I think that you should have given the opportunity for your parents to know your boyfriend for who he truly is before, if anything like that comes out, it comes out. So I have a feeling that, look, this is your own doing. But nonetheless, I think that it's never too late to show your parents that you are mature. The thoughts that you are thinking, tell them that, look, mommy, daddy, I have lost 2 men just because I wanted to be the obedient daughter. Now, this is a man, it's unfortunate that he happens to be the nephew of somebody who tried something nasty against me. However, he is not him, and I truly love him. He stands for A, B, C, D, E. And this is a virtue I wouldn't want to lose out on. This is the man that I truly love. And try to get your parents to come around and love him and see what you see in him. And these are lessons that you take in your marital home, so that it's not everything that happens in your marital home, for instance, that you run to your parents to tell them about. Some things you need to work it out with your partner, solve it, deal with it, and that's what makes you grow as a couple. Once in a while, yes, there are some issues that once in a while you run to your parents, because we're all human beings. Sometimes things overwhelm us and we need to run for comfort. But the more you keep running home for comfort for every little thing, the more your parents feel that they have a say in your relationship. So as a parent, I would say that, okay, I want to know everything that happens in my child's life, but I think I'll be much more at peace if I know that my children can make good, positive, mature decisions on their own. Own it, and make the best out of it. It will put me at rest, even if I pass on. So, my dear, right. I think that you need to have a word with your parents and let your parents know that, well, I've sacrificed 2 men for you, but this time around, this is somebody I really, really want to be with. And he's not his uncle. He's very different from his uncle. He actually disapproves of what his uncle did, and I truly love him, and I really want to be with him. And then maybe if you have that sit down with your parents will finally think that, hey, she's now mature, she's thinking, and maybe just out of respect for you, out of love for you, they'll listen to you and make you have your way. But be very careful what you say about people that you love to others. Because most of the time, for people who love you back, like your parents who gave birth to you, for them, they see you like a treasure. They don't want anything to hurt you. They don't want you to go through some of the things they've been through. They want you to go through some of these things. So they see you from a different point when it comes to love. They don't want anything to tarnish. But we all know that relationships are not rosy. Sometimes you need to get through ups and downs. So it's a lesson for you for the future. Whoever you end up with, you don't go running to your parents to tell them everything anytime it happens.
True. And that might be, as you pointed out, what's coming back to bite her. She, sort of gave out too much too soon. Olivia, I'm coming to you. What are your thoughts? Does this girl actually, do you think she's as immature as she's coming across to be?
I don't think so. I just think that she's been brought up in such a way that she just has a complete open relationship with her parents. Maybe she's coming from a family whereby they talk about anything and everything and they go into detail. It's typical of my family, the relationship I have with my kids today and my husband. We're such an open family. Nobody keeps their feelings inside, or if something happens in school, my son, first thing, my daughter, we talk about anything and everything, our feelings, our emotions. So maybe she's coming from a family like that. Whereby they talk about stuff. So I don't think that means she's not mature. It just means that she's just open about stuff that happens to her. My question though is, this guy's nephew, right, the uncle, assuming that the parents even decided to agree and they were going to take your hand in marriage, does that mean that this uncle who almost raped you is constantly going to be in your business? Because depending on how the nephew's relationship is with his uncle, in terms of proximity, in terms of, family stuff, is your life still going to be endangered? And is that where your parents are probably coming from? Do you see what I mean? To them, they're thinking, I don't even know whether you're the only child or probably the only daughter, but they're thinking, danger, 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 so stay away from him, stay away from him, stay away from him. But also, when you also flip the coin again and then trying to understand your submission, for your parents to deny you marriage twice on 2 different occasions, whereby you almost got married, and they said no. Now, for me, that's where I'm a bit iffy. Okay, like I feel like it's about time that your parents allowed you to live your life, allowed you to make mistakes, and not close their doors. Allow you to live your life. If things don't work out, or if things work out, they should always have their doors open to be able to hold you. Having said that, it doesn't mean that they let you go and they curse you and say, oh, when you go, because you have said X, Y, and Z, it's not going to be well. But they have to genuinely in their hearts let you free, let you go out there if they love you. I think you should have that conversation with them again, and have it from a very mature point of view, whereby you sit them down and tell them, Mom, Dad, this is me. You know me. I'm your child. Now, this is what happened over the years. I'm at a point whereby it's beginning to worry me mentally. I don't know whether I'm going. I don't know whether I'm coming. Every time it has to do with my marriage, you're always in there. I know you have good intentions for me, but please, can I for once make a decision? And I think it all goes down to how you even communicate with them and how you even put your point across. Because you don't want to go out on them, or you don't want to go to them in a very disrespectful tone, in a tone like, I've got this all figured out, so it is my business and stuff. When you do that, they'll hold their arms and look at you. And when you have your parents hold their arms and look at you, you know that Charlie, you don't want them. You don't want that. So have that serious conversation. Let them know that, Mom, Dad, it is serious now. And find out where they're coming from, and then take it from there. If that also doesn't work, I'm sure that Mom and Dad have very serious people, or people that they respect, that they listen to. Try and get somebody that they can listen to, somebody that they respect, somebody that they appreciate, to talk to them as well, and see how that works. And like I always say, pray on it.
Very important. All right, cool. Tina, let's come in studio.
Okay, so I largely agree with Olivia, but I'll tackle it in two phases. The first one is, how did you end up with a man who was raping you's nephew? I don't know how you guys met. I don't even know whether your boyfriend knows that his uncle tried to rape you.
Right.
Have you even discussed it? How does he feel about it? What is he saying about it? Is he very close to his uncle? Are you going to get in the face of his uncle? Does he need help from his uncle? There's a lot of dynamics in that I think you should think about, because it is marriage. It is not just you toying with the person in the initial stages where you can just say up and leave. I don't even know how you got into a serious relationship, like the serious part of a relationship, without considering all the things that are currently happening. As in, it's a lot. You see, it's not somebody if maybe you had dated somebody in the family, and later you ended up with maybe a cousin or a distant cousin or whatever. It also has its own dynamic. But this man tried to rape you.
Right.
And he was in a position of power. And this is his nephew. So do you think that if you are married today, or you are going to get married, and he has he's supposed to get some support from his uncle, how is the relationship like, even between you and your boss now? Do you even work for him anymore? So there's so many questions to be answered about this relationship and what's actually going on.
In the message, she said she was working with her boss. So I guess right now it's not
she's
an
not.
issue. Yeah.
But then, now that she's going to be family, she cannot avoid him. So if they have bitter experiences, or they are not together, then, or they don't have a cordial relationship, then it will be a problem. Because some families, the uncle is as good as the father.
That is true.
So that's one thing, one mess there. The second part is that I definitely think it's an open family where they can talk about them stuff about themselves, etc. The parents are just thinking about the dynamics of the whole marriage, because they know once you get into marriage, we are having to deal with this man. So we don't agree. Now, the problem is that you've had a history of them coming in all the time, telling you that we don't agree, so you go and you break it off. We don't agree, you go, you break it off. I left, or I decided to leave my 10-year relationship because the man I was with decided to listen to his family. He wasn't independent in his thoughts. So it means, for me, you can be mature all you want, but because you are reliant on other people's opinion, you always want, oh, so is it okay? Is my dress okay? Oh, do you think I should change it? Anything that you do, you're looking for an endorsement before you move on. If you're convicted in yourself, you should stand for what you want.
Right.
So, yes, we can say all the things that we are saying, and your parents can throw in their concerns. But then if you're convicted that this is the man I want to go with, this is the man that is for me, you should state your case. And like Olivia said, if there's somebody that your parents respect, let the person be with you whilst you make your submission to your parents. And let them know why you are convinced that this man is for you, despite everything that's happening around him. So, one, you need to be sure about the relationship you are in, and the fact that your rapist or your attempted rapist, or I don't even know how it's still in there. He is in the whole relationship. So be convinced that this is what you want to do, because things can happen.
Anything can happen.
Then the second one is that you should be able to communicate why you're convinced that this is the man you want to be with, and do so with somebody that your parents respect, and leave it at that. Still continue with what you're doing, but state it clearly.
Right. Okay, well, a couple of comments here. Says, this one's from Amma, says, my sister, please, we aren't saying you should listen to them, but it's your life and it's your time to get married and be happy. They have done theirs by giving birth to you and seeing you through school, but when it comes to decisions about your life, you should be bold enough to take your own decisions, because a perfect man won't come from heaven. And talking about your ex-boss, please tell the guy or your guy about it if you haven't before it's too late. Theo says, listen to your parents. They know why they're saying that. Marriage is not a bed of roses. Once they don't like him, they will never like him. And finally, from Aurelia, says, you're a grown woman. Must you tell your parents everything? I understand they're your parents, possibly your go-to people on issues relating to your life, but stop giving them ammunition. Thank you so much for watching Sister Sister on your favorite City TV. Now, don't forget, if you want some more exciting content, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. We call it the City Tube. And don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications for fresh updates.
Sister Sister, every Friday at 9 p.m. only on City TV.